years since. Well, this is the way they're lining up for Warrington. Kevin Brown is making his 400th career appearance today. Him and Tyrone Roberts, potent half-back pairing. Heavy hitters up front, of course, but watch out for Mike Cooper, who can drive it in, but his offload game has been terrific. He's been recalled into the England setup of late because of the form he's been in, the Warrington front rower. And Leeds have had, well, a few problems. I think it's an understatement building up to the semi-final. Injury concerns to Ryan Hall, Jamie Jones Buchanan, Carl Ablett, amongst others. They are all in and play. And it's the first game in over 2 months for Jones Buchanan there. You see the number 11. So how does he stand up in a semi-final? He's had his semi-final nightmares in the past. Got an injury in the 2015 semi-final that kept him out of a Wembley appearance. Referee is Chris Kendall, video referee is James Child, and our touch judges will be Richard Thompson and Liam Moore. And we're about to get this second game underway. It's very noisy. And here we go. Liam Sutcliffe puts boot to ball. Roberts catches. And Cooper is the first man to drive it in for Warrington. Leeds wearing their traditional colours of blue and amber. And Warrington in the change strip of the black. They will be in their primrose and blue, no doubt, if they reach the Wembley final. So similar colourings around the stadium on the in the stands. And how's it going to go as far as this game's concerned? Jonathan Davies, John Keir.
Well, it's been a great start by Leeds. It shows a certain amount of intent there defensively, restricting Warrington go forward. But for me, I just fancy Warrington. I think they're playing tough, they're playing direct, and they're playing smart. But Leeds have often upset what everybody's thought, and they've often come up with big performances at crucial times.
Oh, that's a big kick, and a terrific take play on, and is this going to be the opening try? With a minute played. No, knock on.
Oh, I think he lost it as he took the ball over. Brilliant kick and chase.
Well, what a dramatic start! What a dramatic start! Walker, the fullback, beaten in the air. That was a forward pass anyway, wasn't it? Off the ground by Toby King.
Yeah, I think I tend to agree with John as well. I think Warrington, the way they put Wigan away in the last round, that'll be the blueprint for this today's performance. I think they'll try and outmuscle Leeds, but Leeds, always, you can't write them off. They will play off the cuff, offloading. But defensively is the question mark, so it'll be a very interesting second semi-final again.
Here's Adam Cuthbertson. Congratulations to him, by the way. He's the coach of the Leeds Rhinos women's team, and they won their Challenge Cup final yesterday against Castleford. So 2 big days on a big weekend. He also became a dad last week, Adam Cuthbertson. His partner giving birth to a little boy, I think it was. Myler inside the 40, but right down the middle. Ratchford will catch and bring it back. He's one of those excitement machines that both sides can boast. Ratchford is up there, isn't he, in terms of what he can dazzle and razzle with?
Oh, it's been in excellent form as well this year, but I think the end of the 2 sets probably indicates the first start of this arm wrestle. Warrington turned it over right on the Leeds line, whereas Stefan Ratchford fields the ball 30 metres away from his line.
Go third, well done.
So here's Clark out of dummy half. Benny Westwood. Tackled by Jamie Jones Buchanan. They are the 2 oldest players in top-flight English rugby league, those 2.
Got a quick play the ball there. Gave the first opportunity for Clark to shoot up the middle.
Roberts out of dummy half. Here comes Kev Brown on his 400th appearance. Big kick again. It's a tester. It's Levette. It's a juggle. It's knocked on.
Clever play. Targeting little Richie Myler there, trying to get over the top of him. Just watch. And Goodwin managed to get his hands to the ball, but didn't grasp it.
It's a standard play for Warrington. That ended their sets. High picking out either the winger or the 3-in defender, and obviously challenging greatly by their own 3/4. So 2 near misses already.
Cuthbertson again. Marcel out of dummy half, and Ablett will take it on. He had his foot in a boot, one of those medical boots, earlier in the week. The clearly fit enough to play today. Parcell. Myler again, right up to the line. Ablett's offer the pass, but Kevin Brown right in his face. He drops the ball, and Warrington get it back.
Yeah, again, that's pressure on the edge defence, wasn't it, by Warrington? They really did put that pass from Myler to Ablett under pressure, and that's what forced the error.
That was forced. That's to be the first attacking opportunity. Turnover ball on the halfway line.
Jack Hughes, 30 metres from that Leeds line. Roberts with the reach of the grab, and now Brown again. Dummy to Hill and onto Ratchford, and Ratchford has his ankles grasped away from him, from the former Warrington man, of course, Richie Myler, played at Wembley for the Warrington Wolves. Benny Westwood bouncing up. Clark left. Brown dribbles it into the in-goal area. Needs dealing with, and Briscoe has just got a touch on that. So it'll immediately be a drop out underneath the sticks.
Well, 3 intriguing ends to the sets by Warrington. There's 2 where they've gone to high. One where the Leeds fullback there, Walker, was actually in the defensive line, so it's clever that Brown just dabbed the ball along the ground behind the Leeds defensive line, and Briscoe had no option but to just ferry it dead. So a good start by the Wolves.
Pressure, a lot of pressure.
He had a particular nightmare last year, didn't he, Tom Briscoe? We won't dwell on that because he's had a lot of great performances since. But in that semi-final against Hull last year, when Leeds lost 43-24, he made 1 or 2 mistakes. But as I said, he's a different player.
But in the build-up to this day, if he won't have been thinking about that, would have been thinking about his 5 tries at Wembley.
Absolutely, absolutely. It might be a record for the ages, that one, the 5 tries he scored. Charnley. He's been a Wembley try scorer as well in the past for Wigan. Brown. This is Roberts. Ratchford in the line. Goodwin and Lynham trying to knock them out of the way, but he stopped 10 away. Brown, Hill. Couple of tackles to go here. Clark offers inside. Roberts, Ratchford arcing around, he flicks it forward. You could see what he was trying to do. Just didn't work as he wanted it to.
Well, Leeds have defended well on both edges, haven't they? They've had a look at the edge where there's Myler, Handley and Briscoe defending, then they went down the other end with Ryan Hall and company defending, and Leeds handled it pretty well. So
yeah, Handley was good then. He just waited, assessed the situation, let them do the play, and they just covered the right ball carrier. Just Ratchford, they're trying to get him on the edge, aren't they? Ratchford on the edge, create the extra man, but they've defended very well so far, but all the pressure has been with Warrington.
So Leeds with a feed and a long way to cover. Hall to his feet. Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Ablett pushing on as well. 6 of those Leeds players were in the side when they last appeared at Wembley in 2015. Jamie Jones-Buchanan wasn't on that day, but has played at Wembley in a different year, the year before, and Richie Myler likewise has played at Wembley for Warrington. So there's a lot of know-how in that Leeds side for all the struggles and travails they're having in the league at the moment. On occasions like this, they know their way through them.
And interesting to see, wasn't it, Cuthbertson there offloading, so that might be an indication, but that's a poor end there by Richie Myler.
Slice kick which Briscoe can do little with.
Yeah, it was a better set, wasn't it? They made better yardage. They all carried the ball well, but there was a poor kick to finish. I didn't think it was the right option. You put them in the corner. You know, they've always started from the halfway line, so they know they'll end up under pressure once again. They've got to just go and play the yardage game early doors.
You're bang right, Jonathan, because but you can have an indifferent set with a good end, and you still get the territory, and that was exactly the opposite.
Westwood, real character in the game, Benny Westwood. Well, there's a lovely dummy there by Roberts, who's wrestled his way through, and he's past Walker, but Walker just got enough of a hand on his ankles to knock him over. But look where Warrington are, and made better by the fact that it's a penalty now. Well, an option of going for the goal or an option of rolling on here?
I think they'll go for goal.
I tell you what, he had to hold on there, Walker.
He did.
He was cut. He was the last man standing. He was short on the left-hand side. Right decision. Professional foul. Just watch, show and go. He was Ratchford as a foil.
Yeah, it was a lovely break, wasn't it? Had people inside and outside him, and
His Purcell had to hold him down. Had to hold him down.
Walker did pretty well in the end. But this is the right thing to do. As we saw in the first semi-final early with Catalan, they put those 2 points on, and then they just got on a roll. And you sense it might be something similar here.
You have to turn your pressure into points.
Yeah, definitely.
Trapdoor football.
Well, it doesn't matter if you win by 1 point or 101. The reward's the same.
Well, Tyrone Roberts was a slow starter in the Warrington number 7 shirt because he arrived at the beginning of this year with an injury, and he wasn't kicking goals for a good chunk of the season because of that injury in his leg, but he's got over that, so now he is kicking, and his general game has improved dramatically as well.
Yeah, amazing what confidence does for you. And you know, we've seen Levette kick, we've seen Ratchford kick, you know, we've seen Goodwin kick for Warrington, so I'm glad they've kind of stuck with one player now.
So here he comes, settling himself, looking for the first points with very nearly 10 minutes played of this second semi-final. If you're switching on late, where have you been? Catalan monstering St Helens in the first game. Here we go, Roberts, all the time in the world, kicks it into those Leeds supporters who barely move a muscle because it goes over. The flags are up, and Warrington lead here by 2 points to 0 in the early stages of this semi-final.
Takes his time, the kick, doesn't it? Very methodical, it takes ages.
Yeah, I mean, he was known as a good kicker in the NRL, so as long as it goes over, Jonathan, matters not.
So the game restarted by Liam Sutcliffe. Cooper. Won't be trying many offloads at that end of the ground. Ratchford. Here's Charlie. So there's the result of the first game, 35-16 Catalan winners against St Helens. We've got a red button for them. Oh, that's knocked on. Knocked on. And that's a big mistake for Warrington to make, because Leeds has suddenly handed possession here, all things being equal, scrum, head and feed to the Rhinos.
Yeah, that's big for the Rhinos. That's some aggressive, forceful defence there that caused the error. And this will be their first real opportunity deep inside the Warrington half. And that's the downside of taking the 2, isn't it? If you don't then claim the kick-off and have a clean set then to clear your own end, you invite the opposition to have a pop at you.
Well, the last Warrington coach, Tony Smith, was big on that philosophy, wasn't he? That you kick a goal, great, but you are potentially putting yourselves under pressure, which they have done here, Warrington. Leeds looking to make the most of this. Myler against his former team. Cuthbertson pushing himself hard.
2, move, Chris Hill, back then, wait, Mike.
Parcell, a dummy half. Ablett moving it in. Less than 10 away from this Warrington line. Parcell collects again and scuttles and just sways his body to try and slide over, but they hold him up. Now it comes back to Myler. Ferres with a little pass on again, but they're going nowhere at the moment. Reinhold's going to have a look down that play side. Oh, what about that? What about that? From Reinhold. Well, he has at times carried Leeds through the season, and he has just given them their first try of this semi-final. A Lansdowne Trophy winner from yesteryear. He fancies getting back to Wembley, and he's found the first step.
And what a good try that was. All of the Warrington team were expecting the pass from dummy half, but he wanted to take it. He wanted to take Charlie on one-on-one, and he didn't barnstorm over the top of me. There was some subtle footwork there just to beat Charlie, beat the markers for a real high-quality wingman's try.
Yeah, very, very good finish there. Hall, he just run at Charnley, but poor marker play by Roberts. He switched off, and a quality winger like Ryan Hall just made it look easy. It was a tough finish. Stepped his opposite number. Lovely, lovely footwork. Great finish. Opportunist try.
Well, he's had that moniker, hasn't he? Slightly tongue-in-cheek from his teammates. WBW, world's best winger. But I tell you what, it's not just his teammates who think he is, and has been down the years.
He's a heck of a good winger. That's one thing that is for certain. You can't have a try-scoring record like he has if you can't play the game on that position.
Here's a kick, head down, over it goes, and over it goes. Well, he's been schooled by the not coach, head of football, Kevin Sinfield, with his kicking, and it showed there.
Yeah, they both go the same way. Lovely step to beat Charnley. Beautiful try. If you switch off for a second, you get caught out to this level.
So Liam Sutcliffe with a goal, and when Kevin Sinfield took over at Leeds, moved in at Leeds, I think he spent quite a bit of time showing Sutcliffe the method, going through the practice on the training ground with those kicks, and there was nobody better than Kevin Sinfield with big kicks on big occasions, and Sutcliffe there absolutely nailed it.
Yeah, and in all honesty, that's one of the areas that Leeds have suffered with. They've been inconsistent with the goal kicking, and if you can get some consistency, I've always felt that you need 80% plus success rate if you're going to be a trophy-winning team.
Ratchford restarts. Ryan Hall will patch it, and again he does that well. It's not just the other end of the field where he makes his mark. In fact, you would say that coming out of his own end is probably his biggest asset.
Yeah, he's a big ball carrier. Great help to the forwards.
Jones Buchanan.
He's a big human being, Jonathan.
He is.
Singleton to Myler. Myler's inside the 40, but it actually lands on the 42.
It's good that he was played it though as well, which gives Leeds another set.
Yeah, it's kicking very early in the time, a third tackle there.
Myler again, picking up the pieces out of dummy half. Singleton drives it in. Parcell. Warrington's looking to get into the game here at the moment. It's Leeds who are just dominating matters at this stage. Ferris. JJB. Cuthbertson. Parcell. Look how many they've got on that left-hand side. It's a tester here for Charnley, who's after time to jump, and he does. And he's trying to stay in the field of play, and he doesn't. Leeds defence right up there. They had the plan there. They knew what they were doing, and they forced Warrington into a dropout underneath the sticks.
Yeah, they started well under Leeds. They're growing into this game, and that was a real good end of set that put Charnley under pressure, and then obviously they caught him, prevented him going to the ground, took him into the goal for a repeat set.
Yeah, good option, but he did well to take that. He was driven back. Pressure on Warrington for a change.
So there's the dropout from Tyrone Roberts.
Scruffy.
Here's Briscoe. Ablett in at dummy half, and a penalty given. Well, Bryson Goodwin's furious with that decision.
I think it was clever play there by Briscoe. You just watch his right arm. His hand is caught and he's tucked him in tight. He can't let go. Good play by Briscoe. The penalty.
Well, not all Leeds, but majority Leeds so far in this game.
Well, since they've kicked the penalty, it's been camped in that half all the time, hasn't it?
Well, that's the difference, as we spoke in the first game. If you get momentum, you've got to get points from it. Warrington only had 2. Leeds have been on the attack.
Ablett trying to run over them. 4 tackles to go. Leeds, look how close they are again here. The short pass, and Sutcliffe's trying to wrestle his way over. He's just going to be held up, but only just. Parcell in. Walker's switched to this right-hand side. It doesn't matter who's where because Parcell tried to go himself.
The ball. Wait.
No gains. Ablett swings it back. Walker's switched back towards the left. Here's Myler. Myler puts it into the hands of Moon, who gets a little kick in, but it's dropped on, and it's King over there, and Warrington have it back again.
Yeah, the players some smart stuff for Leeds. They're setting up a point where Warrington got 4 men defending, and Ratchford tends to sit in the line. They're going at Ratchford then, and then they're shifting away from him. It's clever play.
Here's Lynham. Clark coming left. Goodwin cutting back inside again. That's a good carry by him.
Yeah, good work by two of the back three.
Clark again,
That's a
springing
penalty.
out.
He is so good at that, isn't he? So good.
He was looking at the referee, he knew what was coming. So penalty for Warrington. We talk about Leeds having 1 or 2 injury issues. One who was never going to make it today was Callum Watkins, but he's down on the sidelines and he's with Tanya.
Yeah, Callum, you are calling every single pass out there, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a pretty bad watcher, to be honest. Just want to be out there, to be fair. And it's we had a pretty slow start, but we know we're hanging on here.
Oh, here's Ratchford cutting through. Ratchford with a step, and he's bounced the ball over the line. I don't think that's going to be a try.
No, that's no try.
They're going to the video referee here.
I lost it, I think.
Chris Kendall.
He tackle one. I've got
No try on the field. So let's
Just
hear
set
from
it
our
down
video
there, please.
referee, who is James Child for this game.
So we've just got looking at the grounding. Lad call, no try. So in possession here at this stage. Then reaches out. Appears to lose it. We just have a look from the side just to confirm. Yeah, reaches out to score. Ball comes out, it's lost. There'll be no try, confirming the live decision. 20-metre restart.
So there you got it. Explanation of what we thought we'd seen is what we had seen.
Well, you know, they've been trying to create the space for him on previous plays. And once it opened up for him, I thought he should have gone for the corner. He'd no need to step in. If he'd have just pinned his ears back and gone for the corner, I think he'd have made it. But stepped inside and desperate defence from Leeds, you know, stopped the try.
But they've certainly shown the hand, haven't they,
Yeah,
Warrington?
they have.
Going forward first before it's that big shift with Ratchford round the back. And he actually burned Myler there for pace, didn't he? And that's what took him through, but the finish wasn't the best.
Jamie, play the ball.
Here's Ryan Hall again.
And you have to take those opportunities.
One, move, bang. Go on.
Cuthbertson, the offload king a couple of years ago, still gets his fair share in, but not quite as many as Mike Cooper on the other side. Myler, a little bit of a gap to run into. Still going here, Myler gave himself up there because the man had run ahead of him. If he carried on there, Myler, he would have been pinged for an obstruction. That was clever stuff from Richie Myler. He knew. Now it's Singleton. Picked up by Parcell. Moon with a chip towards the corner. Charlie under pressure again. In the field, in the in-goal area, and that's where he stays. Drop out underneath the sticks, Warrington. I think we can go back to Callum Watkins down there with Tanya.
Callum, you're on the edge of your seat. This is good stuff, isn't it, from your guys?
Yeah, great stuff. It was a bit of a slow start, to be fair. Warrington came out a bit flying, and no, for us, we just want to keep on the ball. We didn't defend it well and get ourselves in the right positions, and that's really important in these games where you just need to be doing your job the best you can, and hopefully we can get a few opportunities here. We just need to take them.
And just in terms of confidence, to be ahead on the scoreboard at this point in time?
Yeah, we will do, because you know we were defending quite early on, quite a bit. So to get that first try, it was a nice try from Morley, caught him by surprise, and just need to keep it going now. Keep ourselves holding the ball and apply some pressure.
Good luck watching.
Thank you.
The ball, Chris.
Cuthbertson. Good look on his comeback as well, Callum Watkins. I think he'll be missed by England in that series against New Zealand coming up on the BBC in the autumn. Never mind by his Leeds teammates at the moment. Ablett. This is Myler. Offering and then gives it to Ferris.
Well, they're standing off Myler.
Yep.
Right with me, wait. Go for.
Joel Moon. Lovely, delicious style of his. Cuthbertson tries to get the flick away. It got a Warrington touch, so it's another set of 6 here for Leeds. They get a repeat set, John Keir.
Yeah, they're doing well at the minute to Leeds. They're putting Warrington under a fair bit of pressure.
Briscoe.
And, they're getting easy meters, to tell you the truth.
Singleton driving it in. 5 away. Parcell, the dummy half. Tackles in the bag. Jones Buchanan saw the defence was advancing. Takes it in and then shoots out the offload. Here comes Myler. They're playing with so much confidence here, Leeds. Belying all their form of recent weeks, but that's a knock-on. Myler was falling over, knocks it on at the play the ball, and Warrington will breathe a huge sigh of relief.
Yeah, Warrington need a really good clean set here. We see here's the knock-on. It's an untidy play of the ball, really is. And it just let Warrington off the hook, but now Warrington need to clear their own end, they really do, with some forceful direct running, lots of energy, lots of tempo, and finish with a good kick on the front foot.
Yeah, I think the Leeds have come, surprise everyone, not throwing the offloads, not forcing the pass, being selective in their offloads, and they're looking very good. They're trunning it up, and they're doing a good job tying the Warrington forwards in.
Lynham. Oh, Lynham's made the burst, and off he goes. He's got some pace. There's a chase from Walker, but Lynham is going to go the distance. What about that? What about that? Absolutely terrific. He rejoices in the nickname of the Flying Pig. Well, he was certainly flying.
It certainly was. That's a real good individual effort from Tom Lynham there. Outstanding, 90 metres in a Challenge Cup semi-final. Just what your team needs when you've been under so much pressure. Real good individual effort. But it's interesting, it's from a scrum, and the renown for holding the ball in the scrum. You see there, Jamie Jones Buchanan went up, didn't want to play himself offside. It just caused doubt in the other defenders outside. And through Lynham went, fully 90 metres. Real good try underneath the H's.
That's a very good finish. But from a scrum, you have to question the Leeds defence. You just cannot afford to miss those tackles. The winger will take it in. If he breaks, he scores. He pinned his ears back and they weren't going to catch him. Leeds, with all that pressure, will be disappointed. A simple missed tackle, will have cost them.
But no, honestly, it was Jamie Jones Buchanan. He was so concerned about being caught offside, and he went forward, then he retreated, didn't want to give the penalty away, and that just caused a hesitation in the Leeds defence there from the scrum. And as you said, Jonathan, if Tom Lynham or if Charlie hit the fresh air, put their glasses down and start applauding.
So Tyrone Roberts with a familiar looking kick right in front of the sticks again, and this to edge his side back in front. They don't come much easier than this. And bangs it over. So 8 points now for Warrington, 6 for Leeds.
It's a real good carry there. As Jonathan indicates, it's disappointing because it's just a plain and simple miss on a carry.
It is.
But you've still to go the 80-90 metres once you've made that break, and he did it very, very well indeed, did Tom Lynham.
And they're looking to blast away from deep inside their own half again. And that's Philbin, who's on for the bench. We mentioned him before, that he does have that impact. Real crackerjack of an influence when he comes on. He is to his feet. This is Hill, so 3 good carries from the Warrington big players. Here's another, Cooper. Well, he just hinted at an offload on that occasion, but kept a hold. Clark. Ratchford. Already up to the 5th. Here's Clark. Roberts. Pumping it high. Hall underneath it. And And there's a challenge in the air. King's taking it, passes away. Charlie dives over at the corner. Oh! Josh Charlie's picture, his face, thrilled to bits. They've got to go through the process just to make sure. But this is one they might have stolen. Let's hear from the video referee, James Child.
So we start from the kick, make sure all the players are on the side. So those to the right are on the side. We've got Darren Clark to the left, we just press play and play it through. Darren Clark, I believe, gets played on. So he's now placed back on side by Roberts, so we're okay on that bit. Now we're going to look at the catch and the contest. So Hall jumps for the ball, out does King. I'm okay with that. Takes possession of the ball. Passes. It's not touched by Leeds. Caught by Warrington. We're just going to look at the grounding now. Just had the front shot maybe. So the ball's in his hand. Maintains possession, confirming the live call of a try.
Well, he's a finisher, isn't he? He's a finisher, but he owes an awful lot to that leap of Toby King. To be fair, that's twice Toby King's done that in the game.
He did it in the first attacking movement that Warrington had. He claimed the ball and he nearly scored from that try. Just a repeat kick, lovely kick, plenty of hang time. You know, to out-jump Ryan Hall is a good effort. Lovely offload try.
Well, it was a front foot kick as well, Jonathan. And what Warrington tend to do, they'll send Ratchford in to play the ball quickly, which he did on tackle 5. Then it's a front foot kick with a full line chase, and then it becomes a contest. And unfortunately for Leeds, in this case, it's Toby King that wins the contest. Real high quality try there. Great end of set and a great chase, and Reinald's outstanding under the high ball, but he's static. King's he's running in to claim the catch, and they come away with the 4 points. Great try.
That's what it means. That's what it means. 2 tries back to back and 3 tries so far in this semi-final, showing off the talents of 3 of the wingers on show today. Ryan Hall, wonderful individual effort. Lynham with that 80-90 metre effort, and Charlie with a very good diving finish as well. And Tyrone Roberts, Steve Price's first signing when he arrived at Warrington, with a chance to extend the lead still further. Takes his time. Takes an awful lot of time. And it's over, never any doubt. Right over the black door. That was a great kick. 14 points to 6. Tanya, what have you got for us down on the touchline?
Well, I've got another England international sitting watching this one. This time Warrington's Ben Curry. Ben, you must be pleased now with the scoreboard.
Yeah, obviously we started the game very well. Then we let a cheap, scrappy try in the corner that they probably didn't deserve, and it got them back into the game, and it took an exceptional run from Tommy Lyon to get us back into it, and now hopefully we can kick on.
And what is the game plan for you guys? To stick to what you do and not get distracted by Leeds?
Yeah, each week we don't usually focus on their weaknesses. We play to our strengths. And obviously everybody knows we like to play fast through the middle of the field. Just got to tire the big boys out in the middle.
And how's your rehab going?
It's going very well. I went down to London a couple of days ago to see the surgeon from our 3-month checkup, and he's very happy with how it's going. And saying fingers crossed ready for starting next year.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Cheers.
He's another one that England will miss in this series in autumn. But Warrington at the moment are on a roll. Back-to-back tries and back inside Leeds territory again. Cooper.
That's really good. Good yards. Look, they're over the halfway line.
Hill. Steadily and solidly forward. They're on the last. I think we might be seeing a high kick here. Roberts, up he goes again. Same plan. This time, oh, King's got there again, but he's unlucky because he's knocked it back. Well, that's 3 times now he's beaten the Leeds defence over there with a high leap.
It is, yes, but You've got to credit the quality of the kick, haven't you? Because he's putting it high enough so there's enough hang time for his chasers to get at him. But you've also got to compliment Toby King, how he really is timing his run and his jump to put Ryan Hall under great pressure.
Yeah, I usually see a couple of players getting in the way of the chasing player. But because they ice, he takes the ball to the line, they can't go back, they isolate the winger, which is, and then he's got a running jump at him, so it's very difficult to defend.
Myler, Singleton, hard in but well hit by Jack Hughes. Parcell, Myler looking for the corner. And I think he's found it. That's a great kick. That really is a very good kick because it stays in play and Lynham's got to play it, and it's given Leeds defence to get up there and make tackle one count right there.
Now this is where Leeds need to up the ante in defence now. Put the Wolves under some pressure.
Goodwin.
A good carry. He picked out Purcell there as one of the smaller players in the Leeds defensive line, and that allowed him to roll forward. There was extra few metres.
The other King's on now, George King.
Look at that again, straight over the halfway line, makes it so much easier.
Easy one for Ryan Hall this time. This now is Sutcliffe.
Surrender! Stand, won't wait.
Myler. Hall again. Oledzki is on the field. Nikolai Oledzki, the Gdansk ball that brought forward. Peteru also on the field.
George, keep coming.
It's only his 6th appearance of the season, Nathaniel Peteru, because of injury problems, and 3 of those have been against Warrington. That's a drop, but quickly recreated into a kick by Briscoe, but he's kicked it too long. And it's a 7-tackle set that awaits Warrington from here.
Zero. Move! Count back.
Penalty.
Well, a poor kick and no poor discipline.
Leeds have lost Jack Walker, haven't they?
They have, yes. It looks like Liam Sutcliffe is in the fullback, yeah. So it's a bit of a reshuffle. It's a big reshuffle in all honesty, isn't it, for the Rhinos? Because the fullback is so important in the modern game.
Especially the way Leeds play.
Yep.
Any offloads, you got him there supporting.
Here's George King, the older brother of the centre, Toby King. Clark and dummy half, 12 metres away. Cooper in, twisting away. His intention is to offload, but Leeds know that, so they pinned his arm to his chest, and he's put down 5 out. Clark, little dummy from Kevin Brown! Kevin Brown celebrates his 400th career appearance with his 150th career try, and what a way to mark those milestones in a Challenge Cup semi-final.
Well, I'll tell you for certain on the Leeds Rhinos tip sheet will have been, as soon as Warrington get within 10 metres, this man, Kevin Brown, will take the line on. He loves the show and the go and the step, and that is exactly what he's done there to great effect to come through the other side of the defensive line. There's the penalty. It's Charlie attempting to generate the quick play of the ball. Oledzki just slowed him down, and here's Brown at his best. He looks outside, shows goes, steps off the right foot, and over he goes. 4 points.
Yeah, it's trademark, shows and goes. I think it's terrible there because I think Liam Sutcliffe is not sure whether to go up in the line or chase across. He does neither, and he just gets caught, chasing the ball.
And that's what we're talking about at fullback.
Fullback, yes.
Sutcliffe was at fullback.
What's he thinking defensively? Does he get out there? Does he stay there? Then he's chasing it. He doesn't go in the line. The gap opens up. It's an easy dummy. But as you said, John, it's a trademark try for Kevin Brown, show and go under the sticks.
So Tyrone Roberts today has had 3 goal kick attempts. 4 goal kick attempts with this one, and underneath the sticks has been the pattern of the day so far, so he's not complaining. Warrington putting their stamp on this semi-final. They trailed 6-2 with 20 minutes played, but now with 30 minutes played, they could be about to take a 20-6 lead, and they do. And Robbie Hunter-Paul is invading the pitch again.
Big challenge for the Rhinos right now. The first thing is game management. They need to slow the game down, kick the ball out as much as possible. The second thing is making sure they dictate the speed of the play the ball. Get numbers in the tackle.
The scores now, Warrington Wolves 20, Leeds Rhinos 6.
Well, it really has swung. Momentum completely swung here, hasn't it?
It certainly has. That break by Tom Lyman has just switched the game.
That was the kick in the teeth, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just flipped it on its head. And full credit to Warrington. They've asserted their authority, and the scoreboard reflects that.
Well, it's still fixable, but Warrington will be very comfortable in the position they're in. Still fixable from Leeds' point of view, but it's going to take a big effort and a lot of self-belief from here. Rashford's catch and filled in. Look at that. Doesn't care how much it hurts, he just runs it in as hard as he can.
I think it's great when they bring him on. He always brings enthusiasm and aggression. It's great to see.
He makes an impact.
Here's George King. Clark. Coming left. Cooper taking it in.
This is what they've done well today. Warrington has just taken the ball up, given a platform for the halfback, especially Roberts, to have a nice clearing kick.
Clark again out of the back and trying to get a penalty decision against the ledge keeper being offside, not being square, but it's not given. Roberts with a kick towards the corner, not a bad one. It's taken by Sutcliffe, looking to bring it back, chased down well by Hughes. Ryan Hall. More good meters made. Here's Briscoe. Away from dummy half goes Brad Dwyer. Myler. Cuthbertson. Ablett. Warrington put the pincers here on Leeds. So they're on the last play. Myler again. This time he puts it high and towards the middle. Charnley
just a little bit too
moves
far
across and hunts it down. And Myler's got up there really well on the back of his kick to stop it in the first place.
Yeah, I think he had to chase it down. The kick was a little bit too far, an easy take, but that's the difference.
Here's Goodwin making a break, or threatening to.
They're just playing the ball too quick. It's just too quick.
Yeah.
Rashford. Don't forget the red button for him after we've finished, and Steve McNamara, the Catalan coach, will be on there to answer your questions. Here's Levet's great offload, Goodwin.
It's a very good play there by Dyer. He stopped the try there, but just trailing back.
Clark still trying to get there. They're only a couple of strides away here. Lyman with a goal, a little kick into the in-goal area. That was clever stuff. And put away by Sutcliffe for a drop out underneath the sticks. They're all over them at the moment.
That was a great set. That when you think where Tom Lyman received that kick, which was about 3 metres off his own in-goal line, and where they finished with the kick into the in-goal and the repeat set, that's absolutely first-class play from Warrington Wolves there. Forward pack and generating speeder up. The three quarters are getting in there and just speeding the game up, and Leeds can't live with it at this moment in time.
Donald Clark is really playing exceptionally well, but good use of the short side by Levent and Lyman. Nearly put Bryson Goodwin in.
Here's Ratchford. There's Teston in the middle there. So just to reiterate, Steve McNamara, the Catalan coach, will be with us for that forum at the end. And you can send in your questions, hashtag BBCRL. Half-time is when he's going to be with us. I do apologise. Here's Clark. Hughes puts it back to Brown. Little dummy by him over the top. But I was looking at Lyon and was able to say, why weren't you there? And Lyon was looking back and saying, well, why didn't you pass to where I was?
Yeah. Had a few options there. Inside runner.
Yeah, I thought he should have hit the short ball on the outside there. Wrong pass selection, and then I think top liner might agree with me.
Catalan are at Wembley. And they'll be playing against one of these two in 3 weeks' time, August 25th. At the moment, it looks like Warrington, but things can change. 5 minutes of this first half remaining. As a reminder, 25th of August. Should be a glorious sunny Saturday underneath the arch. Solid hit on Briscoe.
That's how you defend from a scrum.
Yeah.
Hall.
Jack, wait for that go call.
Ferris, I think, on the far side. Rounded up and dumped down. Cuthbertson spins it away. Dwyer does well to hold on and gets out of the attempted tackle. Myler. Here's Alechki. Alechki down on the 5th. They're only 5 metres inside this Warrington half. Myler puts it high. Safely enough for Ratchford.
Dave, as John said, the difference on the kick, every time Warrington put a high kick up, they're competing for the ball. And every time Leeds do it, it's just a kick to, to get some yardage, and there's no pressure on the full-back.
Well, we posed a question about Jack Walker a short while ago. I think Tanya on the touchline has got some news on the young Leeds fullback.
Yeah, he's strained his hamstring. They brought him up. They've iced him off. They haven't written him off for the game, but he didn't look particularly happy down there on the touchline.
Thank you, Tanya. Hughes. Using Philbin as a potential foil, but not taken by the Leeds defence. And here is Roberts with a delicate little chip, but Sutcliffe is across there, the stand-in at full-back. He's played there often enough as Sutcliffe. Hudson off to Briscoe. Briscoe back to Myler. Well done, the Leeds winger. Josh Walters. Penalty Leeds.
That's just what Leeds need, that, because they really were under the caution. This is a bit of a relief for them. It went in for a second effort and then straddled him. You can't straddle a player when he's attempting to get up and play the ball, and that's the reason for the penalty.
Peteru ruptured his bicep when he played against Warrington in his very first game. That was in February, came back in May, played against Warrington again, a couple of matches later, ruptured his other bicep, and here he is again, back playing against Warrington. Dwyer trying to push things down the middle. Well, they've still got a couple of tackles in the back here, and they're only 10 metres away. Dwyer with a little dummy, tries to thread his way through. Encouraging moments here for the Rhinos. Myler, and a twist, and Ferris.
Well, I think Brett Dwyer's sparked them up a bit.
He has. He definitely has. His darts, his offloads. Definitely.
Time off. Time off.
It's a player down.
And this happens a lot.
Yeah, if it's a head injury, I can understand. If it is the head injury, I think they should just carry on.
I think he's had a whack in the throat.
Is it head injury? It's okay.
Apparently he's been ill.
Now he's tell us that story about the Catalan tickets again, Dave.
No, I'm not telling you anything ever again, Jonathan.
Richard. That's it. Okay, wait for the foot.
So that was a genuine injury there for Tyrone Roberts, quite clearly.
Darryl, get closer. Closer, Darrow.
But the Warrington defence has had time here to regroup.
Yeah. One marker as well.
Milo with a little kick to the in-goal area. Well, for all the regrouping and rethinking, in the end it was overplayed.
That's a big let off here. Look at the speed now in the return here, this transition.
And that's the 0 tackle. 6 tackle count starts from here. So a huge advantage. Goodwin. Darrell Clark moseying forward. Roberts. Oh, here he goes. Here he goes. Big Ben. Oh, unstoppable. Absolutely unstoppable when he gets into that kind of mood and stride pattern. Ben Murdoch-Masilla. You can almost hear him thundering through. And Warrington have a real comfort zone now at 24 points to 6.
They really do, and Darrell Clark is having an absolute field day. On the back of this quick play, the balls, he's going up. He's causing the dents in the Leeds defensive line, but then that was real clever what Roberts did. He gave it to that big man and said, there I have plenty of space, fella. Do what you can. And what he can do is score a try.
Yeah, as well, men and boys then. Again, this is a nothing kick, just overcooks it. Quick play of the ball, and as we said, 7 tackles, and this is the end. Clark is just toying with them. There's the offload once again. Too easy.
I think the phrase bending backs was used in the build-up to the game from Jamie Peacock and Brian Noble. Was there a lack of backbending there?
Well, there is against this fella.
Yes.
And that's what you've got to, with him, you must go low, I believe. I know it's an old-fashioned way of tackling, but get low, because he's so big that he'll just swat you away like a fly, which is just demonstrated.
As Jamie said, 3 of those tries have come from missed tackles. So, you know, you take those 18 points away and it's still a game, but it's taken away from Leeds now, so they need a massive, massive effort in the second half.
Well, you might have heard the hooters sounding in the background, so this will be the final kick of this first half. Just settles, has a look, back of the ball, back of the sticks, rocks back, no need to rush, and strikes it true and well, and it is 5 out of 5. It's 26 points to 6. Warrington were behind 6-2 at one stage, and Leeds were looking very good. But since then, Warrington have run in four tries without any response from Leeds. Jamie Jones-Buchanan is down there with Tanya.
Jamie, how do you wrestle back some control to even get a foot back into this game?
Yeah, that's it. We've got to get a little bit of control back. Started the game really well. We were going set for set and got a bit of a try in there, playing pretty well, pretty positive, and as the game's gone on, the time's gone against us. We've not had enough resilience to stay in the game. We need to fight back the second half.
Thanks for your time, Jamie. Let's bring in Kevin Brown. Kevin, you must be looking at that scoreboard. Pretty happy man.
Yeah, we was in a similar situation at their place though, so it was pretty good that we've already had that warning shot. So we just keep doing what we're doing. I think we'll be all right.
Are you mindful as well of last week of that storm coming at you and just holding on and doing your game plan?
Yeah, that's it. I think we'll try and forget the score now and just keep doing what's worked well for us in the second half.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Tanya.
So a very impressive half from Warrington in the end. Jamie Jones-Buchanan saying they need more resilience, do the Rhinos. They trailed 26 points to 6 at half-time. You can see they've missed 22 tackles compared to Warrington's 10, although Warrington have made 8 more errors actually than Leeds have. 10 errors for Warrington, 2 for Leeds. Jamie and Brian and Steve McNamara, the winning coach as far as Catalan were concerned in the first semi-final, are with us. We'll bring Steve in just a moment. Is it down to a lack of resilience from Leeds?
I would say so. I think it's been a story probably the last 8 to 12 weeks for Leeds that their line is broken too easily. They miss tackles too easily, but I also think you need to give Warrington credit, as we did Catalans earlier, that rugby league is a very, very simple game sometimes. you run hard and run with intent in the same place over and over and again, you'll eventually get joy in the game in other areas and score points.
It felt that once Warrington sort of got on level terms, certainly try-wise, with Leeds, that they then went up a couple of gears.
Well, even when Leeds scored, there was an element of shock in and around the Leeds fans and things, because clearly Warrington were playing well and a couple of errors. It's quite simple, in and around the ruck, they're too quick. Leeds can't hold them, and you're right in saying, and Jamie's right in saying, that it opens up other avenues when you persist with that. Clark hasn't gone away from it. They've just pounded around the middle, found some ruck speed, and on the fringes they could have had more points.
We'll look at the tries in a little while, but Steve McNamara, you and your Catalan Dragons are the story of today. Did the performance surprise you at all?
Probably the scoreline. I knew we were ready. You can tell, before a game, during the week. I knew we were definitely ready. We prepared really well. The players were really focused, and we knew we couldn't sit back. If we sat back and let Saints come at us today, we'd have been in all sorts of trouble. So went out there pretty aggressive. I think JP's just touched on it there and ran hard and tackled hard, and yeah, we got the result.
The intensity was so impressive for the full 80 minutes. So in a build-up to that game during the week, how do you train to get that intensity? Because you don't want to tire anybody out, do you?
We trained very early, actually. It was 40 degrees across there in France most of the week, so we actually did have to adjust. We had to come in really early in the morning and get the boys in and out of it, because it was literally that hot. But no, we've been planning this for a while. We knew where we'd be and what we'd be doing, and it was really important for us to get the week right. You can play the game too early. It's the game's on the Sunday. You come into work on a Monday morning, and the game's a long way away. So I think the key for us was we enjoyed the start of the week. We really enjoyed the start of the week and didn't really start focusing on Saints until Thursday.
I think that'll be good going into the final as well. You've got plenty of time, plenty of build-up into the final. How will you approach that?
Probably similar, JP. I think you've got to go to work, you've got to enjoy what you're doing. And if you start too early and you start getting too tense with everybody too early, it puts too much pressure on them. So, look, we'll get across to England, we'll enjoy the first part of the week in France, we'll get across to England and finalise our run into that. But physically, at this stage of the season, look, we've played 1,000 games in all the teams this year. You just got to keep the players as fresh as you can.
I just wondered about the travel element as well, Steve. I know that's been difficult. I spoke to you briefly about that. Probably takes 2 or 3 days preparation out of that. Do you factor that in relation to going back? I'm sure you're going to get a fantastic reception back in France.
Yeah, well, we will definitely do that when we get back, but we do. We are the only team that consistently travels. You hear about teams saying, "Oh, we went to Catalans and we had to be careful the following week because of the travel." We do it every other week. So it's meticulous planning by the people involved in our physical performance programme to make sure we get that right, and it actually does help us. We end up giving them probably more days off than you would ideally like, but it's kept us fresher.
People won't know this, but when you arrived in our box 10 minutes to go in this first half of this second, the Leeds fans away to our right all stood up and gave you a standing ovation as you walked up the steps to us. So how much did the atmosphere help you? Because if this was a one-off semi-final, it would have been all Saints, wouldn't it? But the Warrington and the Leeds fans were supporting you in that first semi-final.
Yeah, it was. I was shocked by the response. We've got 3 ex-Bradford people here. We generally don't get that sort of response from Leeds people, but it was great for us. The doubleheader, I think it's a great occasion. It's been fantastic. Certainly did help us. Obviously, we had minimal fans across here. We brought as many as we could, and it's not a rich area where we're from. It's a working class area of Perpignan. We spent the money to get as many as they could across here, but the Warrington fans, the Leeds fans really helped us, particularly in that second half when it started to get a little bit tight.
I've got a question as well. When you talk to the players at the end, do you speak to them in French or English or a combination?
French. I have got the worst French accent. The whole and the French, it doesn't really go together. So.
I wonder what lampan is in French.
I know the start of the season was difficult, and you've come into a fantastic run of 4. How much does not having a pre-season in some ways help at this stage? Because are they a bit fresher now than they might have been at the start?
Well, probably not, because they're still fatigued from playing from the World Cup. And a lot of teams have suffered injuries and fatigue from that, so it was a really difficult process for us. We understood it. When you're in charge of Catalans, you're going to have the majority of the French team, but then other players spread around there as well. So It was tough. You know, we were. You know, after 11 games, we only won 2 games. That's not a great position to be in. But I think it's helped us today. You know, because people talk about close-knit teams. You can all be close-knit when you're winning every single week. But you try sitting there after 11 games when you've won 2. See how close your group is then, and that showed today for me.
You talk about being close when you win. We can show you all the celebrations at the end. Do you feel like you have a squad of leaders?
We have a very experienced squad. I'll say that. We've got some good experienced players. The difference between an experienced player and a leader, JP sat there, he was a genuine leader. Some of the experienced players just like to be experienced players, but we've got 3 or 4 in there who really do lead by example, and you can see the celebrations at the end there. Pretty excitable bunch as well.
As they should be. They're going to a Challenge Cup final at the end of August. Hashtag BBCRL. Steve is staying with us. You are staying with us, aren't you? Yeah. So if you've got any questions for Steve, hashtag BBCRL, and we'll put them to him a little bit later on. Let's go back to this game that you've been watching all the way through. Leeds actually got off to a very good start with Ryan Hall's try.
Ryan Hall, they fell asleep to the Warrington defence here because they go for a shift play. It doesn't quite come off, and every day of the week you'd expect Roberts and even Charnley to make this play, but he gives the old shimmy step, so see you later, down the short side. Roberts not paying attention. Coach killer, these kind of tries. Looking the wrong way, clearly showing the direction the Hall's going to go in, and then he gives him the old shimmy step and over the line, so the sucker punch, really.
And I think he's leaving at the end of the year. And how many big moments you see Ryan Hall step up and score a great try like he does there to get Leeds onto the front foot within the game.
Do you think they'll be disappointed? Well, they obviously will be disappointed that they didn't capitalise on that.
Yeah, they've just not got the grit. I think you got it right. I think you've seen 2 different teams at 2 different levels, and I think, as you said to me earlier, Warrington seem to have more gears, and I think they have got more gears. And if they want to go in 4th and 5th gear, Leeds can't live with them at the moment.
As far as the first Warrington try is concerned, you think you saw something in the bit earlier on that then we saw again in the try?
Yeah, you don't like to pick out plays, but there's previous here between Moon and Ferris. They should deal with Roberts quite easily there. They don't, though, and it leads to a penalty to put Warrington out in front to start with. And here we go again, same 2 players. And this shouldn't lead to a try. You know, it's a semi-final of a Challenge Cup. Put your body on the line, do something, don't grab with arms.
JP's bang on, that's just poor defence from those 2 players, from a set play particularly. That's where you should be setting standards in relation to setting the ground.
Is that communication between the 2 of them? Is that where they're positioned? Is it a lack of resilience?
I think it's a bit of communication, but it's just a bit of desire. I mean, they're grabbing with arms there. We spoke earlier, how do you stop somebody running hard? Well, put your body in front of them, not your arm, and that's what they need to do there.
Let's look at the Josh Charnley try as well.
Well, it's competition from the kick, isn't it? Roberts gives his chasers a chance. He puts it high enough that Toby King can get underneath. It's a one-on-one challenge. He gets out jumped by King, who offloads to Charnley. In many respects, we see a brilliant finish, but the tough job was done by King, and the quality kick from Roberts gives him a chance. I love a kick with a competition. That's what all offensive kicks, in my mind, should be about.
I reckon All has been the best winger in Super League, and what Toby King done there has been magnificent. That's what you want people to do in semi-finals, come up with a special play, and that is an extraordinary play by him.
And then Warrington kind of ran riot a little bit with 2 late tries. Actually very similar to Catalan game, 2 late tries. The Kevin Brown one first of all.
Yeah, you've just got Sutcliffe who's playing fullback, and when he's in the line, he needs to make the decision to be in the line, and I think he's just concentrating on what could potentially happen outside rather than what actually is happening, and Kevin Brown's running at you, so that's what you need to deal with, what is happening, what the potential is.
Got that bang on. Sutcliffe's looking for a play on the outside, and Kevin Brown's too smart there. We're going to a series of offloads now, and you don't give him an inside shoulder to run at Marcella. He's too big and too strong.
I just think here the Warrington's hard running, relentless hard running has broken the back of the Leeds defence there, and it becomes easy to score like it did for yourselves at the back of the first half.
Oh, I thought you were going. Just nodding along with the sense that Jamie talks. Now, yesterday it was the Women's Challenge Cup final, and Leeds Rhinos beat Castleford 22 points to 16, and one of the winning Rhinos squad is with Tanya.
Yes, Sophie Robinson is with me. It was quite some game. It was a brutal game, wasn't it, Sophie?
Yeah, it was a really hard game. It was a really Castleford. We knew they were going to be tough. the first half they came out, we struggled with it a little bit, but yeah, it was a really good game. Glad to get the win in the end.
And for those watching, for people who hadn't maybe seen Women's Rugby League, we had it on the website. I mean, they got a really good advert for the game, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely. I think yesterday's game was the best game that people who haven't watched the game before could have seen. I think, and showing it on the app as well, I think it allowed people who hadn't seen it before to be able to access it.
What was the party like afterwards?
Yeah, it was good, yeah. Not out too late because we wanted to be here today to support the guys as well, so not out too late, early night.
Obviously, this team only came together at the beginning of the season. You've got players who've never even played the game before, haven't you? I mean, how exciting for the game is that you've got all this new talent coming in?
Yeah, I think it's really exciting. We've got Courtney, she's come from cricket, we've got footballers in our team, and I think it shows that rugby league is an attractive game for women. I think even if you've never played before, you can come and try it out and you can be successful at it as well.
And Castleford had a lot of really young players coming through. I mean, there's a lot of talent now just coming into the game with the Super League, isn't there?
Yeah, I think the young players in the league is really exciting. We've got a World Cup in 2021 and I think the Castleford have a really young team and I think in a few years they're going to be amazing. I think in our team we've got 16-year-olds and I'm excited to see where the sport's going to go.
Well, many, many congratulations and thanks for coming today after your party.
Thank you.
Congratulations to the Rhinos women's team. The Rhinos men's team have got it all to do. Bearing in mind, I think you were 27-0 up, Steve, at half-time. So when you have a lead like that, what's the biggest danger going into a second half? Because Warrington have a 20-point lead here.
Well, for me, rugby league's, the momentum can swing so fast. And once you've got it, you've got to make the most of it. If you lose it, very, very difficult to stop it again. And that was a danger for us that we came out and Saints grabbed an early try.
Because actually, as Dave said in commentary, a sort of growl started to go round the ground when they got an early try.
Yeah.
That maybe the comeback was on.
Yeah, and a few demons can start playing at the back of your mind. And I say momentum's huge. It's such a tough game. Once you're on the front foot, it's very difficult for the other team then to wrestle it back off you. Like you said, we managed to do it to Saints at the end of the first half, and we were just hoping for. We had to be good. We had to complete some sets. We had to keep the ball in the right spot. We didn't quite do that as well in the second half as we did the first.
Leeds have got to score first, haven't they, in this second half?
Yeah, if for any realistic chance, they've got to do two things. They've got to have a belief that they can get back into this game and plug the dike in and around the ruck. If they don't do anything about the ruck, they're in bother. And they've got a chance to have a little bit at some stage, but probably not early on. They've got to get a team, and it's a little bit like Steve's teams. If you're Warrington, they're going to come out and say more of the same. Keep going through the middle. Keep doing the things that have got you the success.
I just think Warrington are going to have too much for them. I think it'll be Warrington's Catalan's Cup final.
And do you also take Kevin Brown's point there? They said, look, they had a similar lead against Leeds earlier this season, so they've had a warning.
Yeah, they understand Leeds are a good team. They have some good individual players in that team, and when they play that unstructured kind of football, which they can do now because they're 14 points down, they'll trouble them. But they've been there, they've got the muscle memory. I think Warrington will be good enough for this one.
I think more importantly, they had a precursor, didn't they? This game, the first game, Steve's game, has shown that it doesn't matter about form, it depends on how you perform. And I think Warrington, I think that gave them a lift in relation. Listen, we've got to be on our game and do the things that we do really, really well to put this Leeds team away. So I don't think they'll struggle.
Leeds are making Warrington wait, actually. Warrington have been out for a good 2 or 3 minutes. I don't know whether this is psychological or whether the porter cabin that Leeds are in is just a little bit further away, but they're making their way out onto the pitch now. We're going to be on the red button later. Any questions you have for Steve or for Jamie or for Brian, hashtag BBCRL. But now to the second half of our second semi-final, and we can rejoin John and Jonathan and Dave Woods.
Well, have they got the self-belief, this Leeds side, as they come out for this second half? Is it a job too far, or can they somehow wrestle their way back into the contest and within a chance of making that Wembley final? Or have Warrington simply got too much for them? They've lost 3 of their last 4 semi-finals of Warrington, but they will not want to let it slip from here. Still waiting for the referee, and we're waiting for a ball. The 2 essentials. Here he comes, Chris Kendall. He's under a bit of pressure as well, because I think traditionally the Cup final referee is drawn from one of the 2 semi-final referees, and Robert Hicks had a good game.
I think he's had a good game.
Chris Kendall's
as well.
having a good game.
Yeah.
Jonathan Davis has just given me the same look he gave me when I was telling him about the Catalan tickets in the first match. So we'll stop that conversation there. So we're about to get this second half underway. Catalan are there. They can sit back in the sunshine, enjoy what's to come. These two have got a bit of work to do. Warrington in the driving seat at the moment. But can Leeds regain some control? Well, that helps because the kick-off from Ratchford has flown out on the full. So the first act for the referee in the second half is to give Leeds a penalty on the halfway line.
And that's, you know, inexcusable because it is a football pitch. It's a shorter pitch because you see where the goal line is. You know, it's a shorter pitch, so you have to just hold back a little bit and you're going to kick it dead. That's the second one we've seen now this afternoon. So Ratchford won't be happy with that kick.
But from a Leeds point of view, it's great. It really will. That may well give them that foothold in the field position to actually post some points and raise spirits and raise hopes.
Well, can they build from here? Leeds in possession. There is put down 10 metres away. Dwyer in at dummy half. Cuthbertson with a skip and a lunge forward, but they're dragging their bodies around him. Those Warrington defenders. Here's Dwyer again. Leeds fans at that end, watching expectantly, hopefully. Singleton batters in. Dwyer. Great opportunity here for the Rhinos. Little double pump, but they're well met again. Myler. Not quite a crash over merchant you'd expect in that position. Singleton.
Yeah, totally unstructured. You don't need to prop forward at first man there on the fourth tackle. They should have set a play up.
Last play. Slow to his feet.
I think he's had a rib tickler.
He might have had a jaw tickler.
I'll tell you, from Warrington's point of view, they'll be delighted with that because they've just controlled every single tackle there. It's been nice and slow within the 10. They've been able to get back onto the goal line, space it and make the spacing so they've got everything covered. They've defended this set really well.
There we are. George King absolutely nailed his ribs there. And it was a massive target with a come and hit me sign on it. And he certainly did.
Here's Dwyer with a grubber that spins and play on, and Ratchford will bring it clear. So let's go down to the touchline to find out what was said at half-time. Here's Tanya Arnold.
We'll start with Warrington. Steve Ferrari's pretty happy with how that first half went. So they need to develop a ruthless streak, that these opening minutes are going to be key, and field position is going to be what gets them over the line. They need to build on what they've done. As for Leeds, obviously disappointed with their start and how that first half unravelled in the end. It's down to them to improve on the speed of the game and build some pressure.
It's been a great occasion here today, hasn't it? Whatever, you know, the outcomes of the games, wherever your loyalties lie, it's been a really good occasion. Hopefully this becomes a permanent fixture, this double-headed semi-final for the Ladbrokes Challenge Cup semi-finals. Taken easily enough there by Sutcliffe.
Well, that's a little model victory, isn't it, for the Rhinos, because they restricted the go forward, and because it was a slow fifth tackle play, they were able to get their back three backs, and it was a comfortable catch. So they just need some speed now around that ruck area.
Ablett with the carry. Dwyer. Little push again towards Walters on that right-hand side. Here's Brad Dwyer again. Well, that's the fifth, but they're within striking range. Decent kick, decent play, might take them there. Myler with a kick. It's well positioned, but that's great by Charnley. Good catch under pressure, back in his own in-goal area, but he did a good job there.
Yeah, he did a very good job. They seem to have targeted Charnley today, but everything has been asked of him. He's cleaned up. They'll have the ball back.
I'll tell you, when you've got Ryan Hall against you, he takes some out jumping, does that guy, and he did a real quality job, did Charlie. But ever since that kick-off, it's put Warrington on the back foot. It's been so important that, and it's given the Rhinos a bit of impetus, and that was a good end of set. So let them build on that.
Here's the drop from Roberts. Here's the catch from Myler. Go on, Brad, give it your best. Would have been the whisper in his ear. George King was trying to size him up again there, wasn't he? But a bit more of a win on that occasion from Singleton. Here's Aleczki, great story. Mikolaj Aleczki, born in Gdansk, Poland, moved to the UK when he was 9. Discovered rugby league late when his family moved to Leeds, and he's a terrific prospect. This now is Ferris. Up and plays. Dwyer out of dummy half, goes right to Cuthbertson, and that might be the beginning of something for Leeds. It's certainly what they needed. It's what they required right at the start of this second half.
Well done, Brad Dwyer. He's speeded this team up, I'll tell you. He has absolutely speeded the rucks up, and he's probing, and he's got people pushing with him, and that's how they've managed to score. It was a quick play of the ball, and off he took, and it's all started from this. A good end of set there with the challenge on Charnley, pinned him in the in goal, and the consequence of that is we've got Dwyer probing there. There's a good carry here from Ferris, pokes his nose through, and it's a quick play. You see there, Warrington aren't reset, off he goes, just probes, and it pushes, and into the next hole goes Cuthbertson. Good try.
He gets to George King, doesn't he? Just watch, he gets to King, holds him up, and then there's a short little pass, and Cuthbertson's in. So, very good start the second half for Leeds. There he is. I definitely agree. Brad Dwyer has made a huge impact since he's come on.
Sutcliffe's kick. Scoops it high, scoops it over. 12-26. Just a little bit closer.
I don't think he'll be as aggressive with this kick, Ratchford.
Well, in all honesty, they spent 5 minutes defending, haven't they, on the back of that. So if you were a middleman there, I think you'd whisper in Stephen Ratchford's ear, make sure this ball goes in the field of play, my friend.
Well, talking about middles, Philbin's come off, and Hill has just gone back on for Warrington. Bit of a refresh in the centre of the field for Warrington. Here's Ratchford, looking to measure this a little better than he did last time, which he has done. They've got a big battle from here to the end of the season, haven't they, Leeds? They both have. Leeds looking below them, don't want to get dragged into that relegation battle when they start their middle eights next week. And Warrington still with grand hopes of a grand final when they start their end-of-term campaign next week as well. But at the moment, it's Wembley that's on the mind. Ferris. No way through for Moon. Dwyer. Cuthbertson. What a good step from Singleton. And he's still going good. You don't stop me. Aleczki straightens up.
Well, this is better from Leeds. They're offloading the tackle now. It's disrupting the Warrington defensive line. Let's see about the end.
Myler's chip, and Ratchford doesn't get there. Where's the ball coming down? The referee says off a Leeds player last, so zero tackle.
That's a lot better though. As Brian said, you've got to, compete for the ball when the ball goes up.
Let's see them defend now, though. Let's see if there is some line speed, some physicality in what they want.
Ratchford running out of dummy half.
Still the speed of the play, the ball is killing Leeds.
It is.
Clark. Nice and Goodwin. Tough conditions out there in the sunshine. It's still up there at about 25, 26 degrees. So that'll be drawing a lot of energy out of both these teams. Livette, they're on the 6th here. Brown has to be quick with a kick. Sutcliffe catching on the bounce. Here's Ryan Hall down the middle. Handful. They've got a chance to get a bit of momentum going their way here. What about this? Absolutely terrific from Petteru. Great carry. Now he's got them going forward. Wants to get up to play it as quickly as possible. Comes back to Sutcliffe. Here's Myler. Aleczki goes straight. Leeds are sensing something special.
Plenty of tackles left.
Dwyer runs away. Myler helps it on. Short ball. Great offload. Forward pass. Forward pass. Well, he was over and celebrating the try. Hadn't heard the shrill whistle.
Yeah, it was an early blow from the referee. I think all the Leeds fans behind the goal just missed it.
Yeah, but they can take great heart from that.
They can, yes.
You know, sometimes, I think as the guy said at half-time in the studio, it's a simple game sometimes. Run hard, hit hard, work hard, and that's how the Rhinos got on the front foot. And my word, that's a harsh call. That's a harsh call. But I think it's because of how he does the no-look passing and falls away, it makes it appear like a forward pass.
Yeah, it was an early call from the referee.
Well, of course, as we often say, forward pass, you can't go to the video ref for those. Not in rugby league.
Well, we've got a contest anyway.
We have. And we've got a bit of noise. Leeds fans. They've not had an awful lot to cheer this year. But to be fair, they have had an awful lot to cheer down the years fairly recently. Champions last year, of course, treble winners in 2015. So years in between that have let them down.
Yeah, it's a good piece of play here from Ferris, who gets his nose thrown. It's a lovely offload.
It's a good finish as well.
It is.
Minor gets over. The referee called it early. It's an injury. Murdoch Masella's going off, I think. He's limping off.
It's a head injury assessment, isn't it?
Yeah, green cards up.
For the big fella.
Cut down, guys.
Let's have a look.
There we go. Bang. Oof.
Oh, yeah, clash of heads.
Let's go.
Roberts.
Raj, try to head him.
Was that a hard head Tyrone Roberts, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was that some melon that Murdoch Masella's got?
So Warrington have got some hard work again here. From deep.
What some Leeds have got to do is just hang on in there, you know, arm wrestle, keep him here, make him work hard to get out.
We saw the example that Catalan set, didn't we, in the first game, in the second half when St Helens were coming at them and threatening to get some real momentum in their favour. The big fellas took over again and drove them back down the field and just reasserted themselves. Warrington looking to take the sting similarly out of Leeds here.
Well, Warrington have been really good in clearing their own end. I think there was only that error after they kicked the penalty that allowed the Rhinos in, and apart from that, they've just cleared their own end with low-risk plays but aggressive running and ended it with a good kick.
So Roberts' kick, it's Sutcliffe on the pickup. The chase is decent, but here's Ryan Hall. Look at that. It's just a line of Warrington players. There's 7 up there, weren't there? Sutcliffe.
But if you invest your energy, Dave, in those early tackles, it makes the rest of the set, you know, pretty comfortable. Those first 3 tackles, Warrington worked really hard, and in all honesty, it's say, well, they've got this set now.
Here's Moon. Dwyer, of course, another ex-Warrington player. Brad Dwyer, there until the end of last season. Well, the beat from the Leeds fans. They sense that they are creeping back into this game.
Well, we spoke about the next score after half-time, Dave. I'll tell you what, the next score from this point is absolutely vital, because you'd feel that Warrington, it would put the game to bed, but if Leeds score next, we would have a very, very entertaining conclusion.
Especially the way the Leeds play. They're going to be slightly more structured today than they have been.
Roberts, there's Benny Westwood. Past the 400 game mark just a couple of weeks ago. Hughes trying to poke. Toby King through the gap. Westwood. Here's Darryl Clark at dummy half. To his right and Cooper. We're not seeing him attempt too many offloads today, have we, Mike Cooper?
Well, you look at the situation of the game, don't you?
Yeah.
And he's doing the right thing.
Yep. He's also been well marshalled in that respect often by the Leeds defenders. Back it comes to Roberts, whose pass under pressure is disappointingly poor, and Leeds have it back again. Well, it's just a little ragged, just becoming a little untangled there.
That's a good way to try and lift your team, though, from Goodwin.
Yeah, he spotted it, didn't he?
Oh, he's lost it.
Yeah.
And now it's the Warrington fans' turn to get up off their seats.
Well, they got away with that.
Well, that's a big effort, isn't it, to change the momentum of the game. So that was a poor end, and then Goodwin came out and put pressure on Walters, and then he comes up with the loss. And it is a stone cold loss.
It is.
So here's a reminder that Catalan earlier booked their place in the Wembley final, 35 points to 16.
Okay, boys, put down.
It's a big set for Leeds, this. They've had momentum.
And that final is on the 25th of August. We got there eventually. And at the moment it looks like Warrington are going to be joining them. But Leeds making a real fight of it in the second half. And here's Toby King for Warrington. Hughes in at dummy half. There's 5 more plays to go here. Benny Westwood will straighten it up and set the platform. Well, now they've got options and they're only 5 metres out. Clark goes from dummy half. Roberts ran to his left. The extra pivot there with Brown, but it's Levette who carries it. And he's not going to be allowed to get that ball away. Ablett made absolutely sure of that. Goodwin picks up, angling it back, trying to crawl to the line. Clark pointing at Leeds defenders, trying to put them off their game. Brown goes back, and now Roberts. Oh, he's meandering. Ratchford on the last play. Hughes thought about the kick, steps inside, reaches, and held at bay.
Good defence, very good defence. I thought the gap would open up on the inside. A great scramble defence.
But on the other hand as well, Jonathan, from a Warrington point of view, he'd be very happy to turn the ball over there.
It's a big set. You know, look at the Leeds. They're out on their feet at the moment, a lot of the Leeds players. The backs will have to do some work here.
Well, Ryan Hall is, that's his second carry, and very quick play the ball as well to try and help his side. Cuthbertson trying to take him to the sidelines. They're shouting hell. If they carry on, they're going to give a penalty away. Dwyer sought out by Hill and sorted out by Hill. Myler, what he would do for a 40-20 here, but he's not produced the magic he was hoping for. It was muck and nettles.
That's when you need a full back to say, just pass me the ball. Pass me the ball, because he's under pressure.
Time off. Time off. He's going to return over here.
You need an option.
Turn over there.
When he's under pressure with everybody chasing him down, you just need an option.
Well, it was a bit chaotic, wasn't it? Because the dummy half had been tackled there on the last play. You set the kick up, as you said, there's no option. Warrington full of energy, they're having control. They work the way out there to pressure Myler. And then there's a bit of a discussion there about how good that play was.
Yeah, well, Myler's like messing about with Westwood. There's only one runner there.
And there he is, Benny Westwood. He's a great guy, isn't he? You don't want to be fighting him on a rugby field, but he's a great guy.
You don't want to be fighting him anywhere.
Okay, Jack.
So as a result of that kick going straight out of play, Warrington get possession back from where the kick was taken. Brown to Roberts. Ratchford. Goodwin. Levette. Good season he's had as well, Harvey Levette. We've seen 2 or 3 players really come through at various clubs because of injuries. He's one of them. Ben Curry missing out. Harvey Levette really has not filled the hole, because it's a big hole that Ben Curry's left, but he has certainly lifted in response. Clark out of dummy half. Brown again. The runners come with intent. Cooper. This is going to be an offload, is it? No, it's not. Pinned in again by those Leeds defenders. They knew his intentions. Clark. Back to Benny Westwood. Knocked off. The old man's let it slip.
Yes, good defence though from the Rhinos, and it needed to be.
Very impressed with the Rhinos' defence. You know, they scrambled exceptionally well.
Well, it's been like two different teams, how they defended in the first half and how they defend in this half.
Okay, guys, let's go.
Fancy a stat? There we go. Errors.
Yeah, step on, let's go.
12 by Warrington, 6 by Leeds.
Yeah, they haven't been clinical, have they, Warrington?
Bowling, out.
Well, it's going to tell you the statistical nature in that first half. What about possession? 56 for Leeds in total. And those are the action areas. We've not seen any action.
Third, move, crease, jack back.
It's quite equal, you know, if you look at
Hamlet. Oh, he's tried an offload. And lucky for him, Josh Walters has fallen on.
Stand, go for.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Remember, he's playing his first game here today, JJP, for over 2 months. So some effort in terms of match fitness. That's a decent kick. Now, was that a 40-20? Where did that fly from?
Well, he was outside there, just outside.
Just outside the 40. Still a very decent kick, though.
It is.
Have a look, have a look.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Two paces. I'll tell you what, that's great awareness from Lynham, if he knew that.
I think the kick beat them.
Yeah.
Good judgment.
Either good judgment or you couldn't do anything about it.
Remains potentially in the balance this game. 14 points the difference. Leeds probably need to score next to have any hopes, but there's a lot of time to go here. 23 minutes. It's a long, long way from being over. It's Charnley. Here's Westwood again.
Good run.
On his knees, wants to play it quickly, does. That gives Clark the option to just try and take on the defence here, and he's doing well! Darryl Clark slips through, he's got support, and Charnley's over again! Josh Charnley! Well, we'll hesitate to say a match-winning try at this stage, but they are edging closer now. And Josh Charnley's return, in terms of matches played and tries scored, is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I think my mathematics say that that's his 195th Rugby League try, and I think this is his 200th game. I stand corrected on that.
Well, I think you're probably right, his strike rate's phenomenal, but you've got to put that try down to the guy playing hooker. The guy with the number 9 is back there, Darryl Clark. He's absolutely butchered this Rhinos defence consistently. As soon as they've got quick plays, he's so smart. There's one marker, uses his feet there, uses the fend. He's just crabbing across, looking for space. He finds the space there, and that's great pass selection there. It's support inside and outside. The easiest pass was on the outside.
Again, on the back of a quick play, the ball by Benny Westwood. He's away, throws it down, he crabs across, and just holds the full back just enough to put the winger over. He's been their main tormentor today, hasn't he, Clark? Good feet, show and go, away, great pace. That's it.
Great composure, wasn't it, at the end? Just weighed up the situation. Now I think they know where they're going to be at the end of August.
Well, there's the song for the first time today. I don't think the Catalan fans knew the words or the tune. Que sera, sera. We're going to Wembley.
Can they do that in French there?
Que sera, sera. It's almost become a standing joke, hasn't it, amongst Warrington supporters? This is our year. They start every campaign in the last few years saying, this is our year. Well, I think there's some faith in that this year.
After Catalan Dragons' performance in the first game,
oh yeah,
he won't be taking it lightly.
No, but they've got a potential, haven't they, this year?
Yes.
Roberts settles. 5 from 5 so far, most of them much easier than this. He starts it. It looked as though it was going left, but it held its line. And it is 32 points to 12. Warrington now lead with 20 minutes left to play. They're almost at the point of being able to enjoy this sunshine occasion from here on in.
Yeah, 20 points up, 20 minutes left. They're really going to make the Rhinos work for everything. But this has been another quality performance from the Warrington Wolves. It really has. And it will make for, should they get there, a fascinating final. Both Catalans and Warrington very, very strong in that middle channel.
Yeah, that's going to be a very interesting battle. A battle of the front rows. I think that's been a difference. Two sides.
Good one.
It's changed for the Leeds Rhinos, make the field number 28.
A few more stats for you there.
It's replaced by number 21, Nathaniel Veteran.
Don't forget the red button forum coming up afterwards as well. Hill.
He's been good as well, hasn't he?
He has.
He just does his job. Whatever, if you wrote a job description for a front row forward, Chris Hill does it week in, week out.
It's tester here for Sutcliffe, who's caught it safely enough. But again, look at that chase. Look at that chase. There's just nowhere for him to go. Ryan Hall trying to lift his side again. I don't think he'll be crowning his Leeds career with a Wembley appearance. Jones Buchanan. Reminder earlier, Catalan winners 35-16 against St Helens. Our coach Steve McNamara, the Catalan coach, is with us for that red button forum, as we mentioned, 5 o'clock. Hashtag BBCRL on all the usual social media platforms. Into the hole, steps Dwyer and gets it away, and Walters loses the ball. And over.
They've got to try things, haven't they? Because they're chasing the game.
Yep.
And it just didn't come off for them.
Have to be totally unstructured now.
5th game in charge now for Kevin, not the coach, as we said. The man alongside him, Jimmy Lowes, the on-field coach. Kevin has a kind of a top office job of head of rugby. But this will be the 3rd defeat now in 5 games. 1 draw, 1 win. Hughes. Clark. Roberts. Murdoch Masilla back on the field, clearly passed the head test. Passed a couple of Leeds players almost. Clark. Cooper. There's the offload to Radford. Radford looking to work his way through. Clark. Roberts. And Hall with a juggle. Can he get out of here? Can he? No, he can't. No, he can't. Not quite. Drop out underneath the sticks.
Yeah, again, great chase.
Well, you picked it out, Jonathan. Yeah. I think that's been a feature of this Warrington Wolves display, and it's been consistent throughout on a very, very hot day. They've chased every kick with great intent, and they've really made Leeds, first of all, put them under pressure receiving the ball, but secondly made them earn every single metre when they have received the ball.
Yeah, Tyrone Roberts has controlled it well, hasn't he? You know, he's had an armchair right. Foles have put a good platform for him. He's always there at the last tackle. Here he goes.
I wonder if he forgets how much it hurts the last time he runs it in like that. Clark out of dummy half. Hill straightens things up again, almost bursting through. He's got lovely little footwork, gets up quickly, and now it's Clark again. And here come Warrington with intent and Cooper is only about a foot short when he's dragged down. Clark, back it goes to Brown. There was an obstruction there. Offside, the referee says.
Yeah, they all shot out of the line. Again, the quick play of the ball.
On the goal line, Brown, you've got to make it.
Well, they'll tap this one, I think. Just camp me down there, or are you going to take the 2, Mr. Roberts?
Yeah, I take the 2.
Yeah, they're going for 2. Well, I'm sure the body language gives you the impression there's a feeling of job done amongst those Warrington players.
Yeah, I agree.
Just kill the clock.
Well, what he'll do, I'm sure he'll put the ball down, he'll pull his socks up, fasten his boots, and take the full minute that is allowed to kick the penalty. And they're a minute nearer to Wembley, aren't they?
I think he's right on the cusp of that minute as well, Roberts.
He's not a quick one, is he? Wembley is the chant again. It's a wonderful feeling as a fan of a club, isn't it, when you know your side are on the way to that Wembley occasion, a Challenge Cup.
Well, it's a massive day, isn't it? And it's going to be, I think it's going to be an exceptional final.
I mean,
I really do.
Hell of a battle up front.
Yeah. Like you were saying earlier in 2007, when Catalan last got there, there was always a feeling that they were very much second best. But this final, well, it's going to be a proper occasion.
They were happy to get there last time. This time, I think they want to get there and win it.
Here's Roberts.
Meticulous.
Over it goes. 7 out of 7. 34 points to 12. The Salford shirt in amongst there. That yellow B shirt, that's a Salford shirt. There's quite a few neutrals here today. One of the interesting aspects of this semi-final is the number of people, neutrals, who've decided to come and watch because it is this double-header.
Well, you would, wouldn't
it? It feels like an occasion rather than just, you know.
It does. And as a Yorkshireman, you get great value for money. 2 for 1.
Here's Murdoch Masilla ranging forward again.
Good tackle.
Hill. Ratchford. Cooper.
Another big game, Cooper.
Yeah, was told by Wayne Bennett last year, you weren't good enough, son. You're not good enough. Get good enough and we'll get you back in the England team. And that's what he's done. He's got good enough this year, hasn't he?
He has, and there's deck pattern out there, is the for Darryl Clark. And he's had a bad...
Oh, that's off the boot of Ferris, so it'll be all on.
As I was saying, he's on a bad interchange, is he, Dick Patton? He'll speed the ruck up as well and ask questions out of dummy half.
Penalty Leeds, Warrington offside.
I told you on that last tackle, offside. No, you're here, Mark.
Those empty seats on the far side, that's where the St Helens fans were earlier. If they'd won, they might have stuck around. We might have had a really great atmosphere, as good as it is. Dwyer. Jones Buchanan. Dwyer again inside for Singleton, and Singleton muscling up.
Stay square with marker.
Dwyer. Myler. Can't go any further. Petteru. Sutcliffe. Myler, inside ball for Ryan Hall. Moon. Brown thread it through legs. It's picked up by Harvey Levette, and Warrington have it back again.
Just haven't got that power up front, have they?
No.
That's the thing.
Warrington just looks so assured, don't they, as well?
Yeah.
Even when defending on their own line, they look really composed, as if they believe in the structures and the systems they've got, and also they're backing that up with a bit of whack in the contact.
There's no panic. Really composed.
Wait. Go for it, Ruiz, 4. Go for. Move, Josh.
They're on the last here. Roberts closed down. Oh, that's good work by Ratchford, but they go through hands, and Toby King is on his way here, and they're flooding through in support as well. King dummies, he's going to go all the way himself. Wow, Toby King flies in, absolutely no doubts whatsoever. Warrington are off to Wembley. It'll be Warrington Wolves against Catalan Dragons in that showpiece occasion. Wembley Stadium, August 25th. That will be a cracker.
That was too easy, that wasn't it? They charged, they won pressure, came to the right-hand side, looked up, they had numbers. And then, like, again, the composure by King. Didn't panic, he had runners on the inside, on the outside. Too many attackers, just watch. It's a good chase by Moon first of all. When the pass goes, Ratchford assessed it very, very well, very early. Then they got runners on the inside, on the outside. He just uses them, throws a dummy and he's away.
Yeah, again, it's great to see eyes up rugby, isn't it? And Ratchford does really well. It's a quick assessment. He knows they've got numbers there. Shift the ball there. And then Toby King is just looking all the time. He's seeing who's inside, who's outside, who's going to challenge. And the defence just melts away and over he goes.
It's a lovely feeling, running in from 50 yards, isn't it?
He's having a great season. 9 tries now for Toby King, and that's his best so far in his young career.
Well, they're going to Wembley and they're getting a suntan.
Yeah. And they're having a great day out in Bolton as well.
Yes.
I think we might have mentioned this a time or two, but Catalan won the earlier game, 35-16 against St Helens. And in case you missed this, we're on the red button as well at 5 o'clock and online. Hashtag BBCRL. Brian Noble, Jamie Peacock and Steve McNamara will be in the studio alongside Chappers, and the final is only 3 weeks away. Roberts. Well, he's keeping up his impeccable kicking record today. 8 out of 8, 12 for Leeds, 40 for Warrington.
Brilliant kicking today, Dave. There were question marks over the Warrington kicker. Who are they going to stick with? He has been brilliant today. He has nailed every kick.
Well, as I think one of you said earlier, he came over here with a great reputation as a goal kicker. It was that injury, wasn't it, at the start of the season that kept him away from those particular duties. Here's Charlie.
I'll tell you, Dave, we've watched 2 semi-finals today and it's been a great occasion, and we've seen 2 great performances, haven't we?
Yeah.
2 dominant performances, first of all by Catalan and secondly by Warrington. They've both been very good, both earned their places there, and it makes it a mouth-watering prospects 3 weeks down the line.
It's been a clash.
Two great teams, not great semis in terms of the drama, but great skills on offer from 2 great teams.
Great performances, though,
great
Dave.
performances. As a neutral, we'd hope to be closer, but
yeah, the 2 packs have dominated. The Warrington pack have dominated, as did the Catalans.
Ratchford. Brown. Just, I think he was looking for touch. He's not found it. Briscoe.
still look at the chase there.
Yeah.
They've worked so hard off the ball of this Warrington team in really, really hot conditions.
This is a stadium, by the way, which has some very sour memories from John Keir's point of view as the England coach. Was it 2000 when you were beaten by New Zealand here at this stadium in the World Cup?
Yeah, we were walloped. Yes, we were.
But it might be a stadium that features in the next World Cup, 2021. 80 venues have bid for it. This being one of them. Good win now. He's going to go back to the original knock-on.
Yeah, there's a sense, isn't there? Both players are really waiting for the full-time hooter, aren't they?
Yes. In fact,
you know, you can tell by the fact how the scrum, the way you stop the clock really is you rush to the scrum, get formed, and the clock stops, and they've just meandered there.
There's Lee Breers, one-time Lansdowne Trophy winner with Warrington, of course, and part of the coaching team these days. And a mercurial player he was. Steve Price, the coach, alongside him. Sombrero weather.
You need your head in the scrum. George, just stand there. Head in the scrum. Head in! Get ball in! Out, time I call.
They'll be singing that song late into the night tonight, you'd think, Warrington fans. Wembley, Wembley, here's Ratchford. 8 minutes to go.
I think there's another try or two to come here from the Wolves.
I think so. They're out on their feet now.
George King. Declan Patton has moved into dummy half here, trying to engineer something. Roberts to Brown, and back comes Levette, his flaming red hair, gets the pass away, offered back up again. Roberts to Hughes, flicks the ball away, but Toby King can't pick it up, and Leeds have it back. 7 tackle count. Sutcliffe. Still some effort going into these tackles and these drives.
Wait. Go. Get your hands to yourself.
Myler. Sutcliffe.
Still free.
Ablett back to Briscoe.
Surrender.
Ablett with a dummy.
Play on, still
Swarming all over them.
Well, they're very much making things up out of the Leeds as they go along now, and
Dwyer's chasing after this. I think it might be offside, but anyway, it doesn't matter because Warrington have it back.
Yes.
So you've had to choose man of the match again, Jonathan Davis. They've trusted you for a second time with this duty. What have you made of this game?
I think it's a kind of a joint decision, John and myself. I think on this occasion, I think the platform has been good once again with the Warrington forwards. Westwood, Hill, Cooper, you know, they've just been good. But in this occasion, I think the Ladbrokes man of the match is Daniel Clark, the hooker. He's been brilliant again.
We'll have a look at him in just a while, but here comes Bryson Goodwin, and he's over, and he scores. And he can't get up quick enough to celebrate.
He's played well as well, hasn't he? He's worked hard in defence, he's carried the ball well.
Yeah, he's wanted to play at Wembley.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. And he's going to get his hopes and his dreams. And again, they move the ball, but ultimately it's the carries. They're carrying with so much intent that Leeds are just struggling to contain them.
Yeah, they've just been sucked into midfield, haven't they? It's not much really on here. It's a loopy pass, but they just pass along the line, look. Targeted Myler again, they've gone over the top of him, just on the outside of him. But it's because of all the work the forwards have done by sucking defenders in, and defending tight, and they've gone on the outside of them. And there he is, the man of the match. Ladbrokes man of the match, Darrell Clarke.
That's a fair old scoreline, that, isn't it, in a semi-final? It really is.
Yeah.
A more than comprehensive victory, shall we say.
There's been a couple much more one-sided than this down the years, hasn't there? Was it Wigan against London a couple of years ago at Leeds Sports Village, 70-0, and the Wigan beat Bradford, was it 71-10?
That was a long time ago, David.
He's the rugby league correspondent for BBC.
Yeah, Jonathan Davis was still playing, that's how long ago that was. So Roberts looking to keep up all the good work. Gold Coast Titans. He must feel like he's playing on the Gold Coast today in the sunshine in Bolton. Oh, he's missed one. He's missed one.
Oh, you'd be unhappy with that one. That was a real slice.
Missed one. He didn't scare the post, did he? Yeah. But I think it'd be one time he's not that bothered. But then again, it's Bryson Goodwin just too strong with his carry. They isolate Mile, it's one-on-one. He's got carrying the ball in his left hand away from Mile, allows to defend him with his right hand, and over he goes for 44-12. And you wouldn't bet against them making it 50.
No.
4 minutes in which to do that. And here's Charnley.
Contrasting ends of the season for these two, isn't it? You know, you got Warrington going for everything,
yeah,
and then Leeds are going to be caught right in a real battle.
And it is a kind of a tell. I mean, we heard Steve McNamara saying earlier about, you know, his side were involved in a £1 million game last year. Warrington were in the bottom 4 last year. Both clubs, you were in the real depths last season, weren't they? And fans would have been grumbling and complaining. And here they are 12 months later,
yeah,
both in Wembley finals. At Leeds, by comparison, were winning the championship last year.
And also Toronto there as well, so they're going to be a huge threat.
Stand back, go back. Tackle 4. Okay, go 4.
Warrington's cup run starting a round earlier than Leeds this year because of the bottom 4, and they beat John Keir's Bradford.
5.
Yeah, and they were very good that day.
Yeah.
Wait, Brad.
And then they beat Toronto, and then they beat Wigan, and here they are beating Leeds. So it's been an adventure for Warrington. There's Hall with a good catch, and Hall looking to bring it back.
It's been a very good contest on that wing.
I think he's been Leeds' best as Ryan Hall.
Yeah, I think he's been their best forward.
Surrender! Stand to.
Off skips Dwyer, opposite back on the inside.
Third. Move, bang, back Joe, back deck. Wait, go third.
Singleton still seems fairly fresh on the scene, Brad Singleton, but he's been knocking around for a few years now. It's part of the leadership group at Leeds. Kevin Sinfield's appointed him in that. He's captain Leeds at least once this season. Here's Dwyer.
Move, deck. Go.
Last play in the set. Myler with the kick. Charnley with the catch. Penalty.
Yeah, George, I think it was Toby King, sorry, who just nudged Ryan Hall out of the way. Watch him. There he goes, he run off the ball. Shepherding him away, easy penalty. But the score was 44-12. I don't think it's make much difference.
That corner that Leeds are attacking, or where they had that tap, that's where a lot of their fans were. I tell you what, there's a lot of empty spaces there now. And those that remain look pretty bedraggled. Dwyer. Myler. Sutcliffe. Interception! And off he goes again. He did it in the first half. He's going to do it in the second half. Tommy Lynham. 80 metres, untouched, underneath the sticks. and now there'll be quite a celebration. There'll be a huge celebration. When he scored in the first half, he got Warrington up and running. And when he scores in the second half, he takes them beyond the finish tape.
Yeah, you'd think that's the 50-er, wouldn't you, with the kick to come from right underneath the post. And a good finish by Tom Lynham once again. 2 breakaway tries he's scored over the course of the game. And this one as Leeds they just shift the ball left to right. It's a slow shift.
Tired.
Lynham's already up in the line and just plucks the ball out of the air.
Yeah, with Abler chasing him, he's never going to get caught in the second row.
He's just enjoying it, isn't he? Just enjoying it. Through he goes. He looks around, he knows who's chasing him. He knows that the Wembley place is booked, so he's just going to enjoy this. I'll just follow the line and I'll have a little smile.
He's another character, is Tom Lynham.
Benny Westwood kicking the goal.
Well, maybe they've decided to drop Roberts because he's missed one. Benny Westwood puts it over. Warrington fans love it. It will just be
He missed it.
Oh, he's missed it.
Yeah.
He's missed it.
Snatched.
And the hooter sounds in the background to end the game. What a win for the Warrington Wolves. 48 points to 12. Congratulations to them. They are on their way to Wembley. They'll play Catalan Dragons on August 25th. The man of the match for Warrington today was Darrell Clark, and Tanya Arnold is with him down there on the touchline.
Darrell, congratulations on a man of the match performance. That was quite some performance from Warrington today.
Yeah, I think we started a bit slow. We went behind early, but thought we reacted really well, and it went a long way to winning the game.
How much does it mean to this group to be going to Wembley?
Oh, after the disappointment of last year, in both competitions, we've worked really hard in the off-season, and it's one of them. You can only win 2 major trophies, so we've got to crack at least at one of them.
Is it that much more special because of what you went through last year?
Yeah, I think just to turn it around the way we have and gradually built throughout the year, I think it'll be a special day.
And from yourself, you seem to be playing as well as you ever have.
Yeah, like I say, after a disappointment season last year as an all-in individual, so yeah, I'm just happy to get back to winning more than we're losing, and like I said, playing some good rugby.
Congratulations, enjoy the celebrations.
Cheers, thank you.
We'll bring you plenty more reaction on the red button, which is where we're going to go to very shortly. Brian Noble, they were dominant, Warrington.
Very dominant, never looked in any trouble in the second half. Leeds got the second half start they wanted for 5 or 6 minutes, but then they regained their composure and bossed the game, you have to say.
Steve McNamara is going to be your Catalan Dragons against Warrington in the final at Wembley in 3 weeks' time. On what we've seen today, that will be a mouth-watering final.
Yeah, they're a good team. They've been a good team most of the season. I think first 3 or 4 rounds, it took them a little while to find the feet. After that, they've been one of the most consistent teams. Perhaps with really top quality players as well, so good challenge for us. We played them a couple of weeks back, we had a good draw at their place. It was a tough old game, and ironically, we have to go back there next Friday. We play them next Friday at Warrington in the league again.
And very quickly, it's going to be a tough final to call, is that?
Yeah, it is. I think it could be a classic. I just hope both teams get there in form, injury-free, and they've both got similar types of play. Run hard, tackle hard, simple way to play the game.
Well, Jamie and Brian and Steve are going to stay with me on the red buttons. Hit your red button now. You can get your tweets in, your questions. Hashtag BBCRL. We've seen 2 dominant performances here. The Challenge Cup final will be Catalan against Warrington.
The CBBC Summer Social live from Liverpool. All this weekend on CBBC and BBC iPlayer.
Kissy. Oh, kissy, kissy.
Most quiz shows have just right answers and wrong answers. But here we also have impossible answers. They're not just wrong, they couldn't possibly be right. Why have you whipped your shoes off?
Because I feel like I'm more,
nimble.
Yeah.
Impossible celebrities.
I'm just shaking the nerves off.
Coming soon to BBC One.